Sorry, guys. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes the videos get frozen when I'm recording. I don't know. Anyway, so this is part B. Obviously now it's going to be two separate videos because I don't edit. Not yet, anyway. I don't edit any of my videos. You get the raw deal. So now that I press stop and I have two separate files, I'm going to keep it that way. I can easily put it into the thing, edit it, and bring. Nah. Just I'm going to keep it to you raw for now because I got no time to waste. It's, I have a lot going on, and I got to get these things done. And God is putting it in my heart to just put these YouTube videos out as raw as they are. I don't care. You will see in time that they will get better. I'm going to add the graphics and all the bells and whistles and all that cool stuff later. We'll get to that. But let's focus on the main issues that need to be addressed. And I feel like
it's 4:30.
Nobody asks you. Anyway, I'm sorry. Every time that comes out, you're gonna hear that every 15 minutes. I tried to turn it off, but I forgot how to do it. I'll be honest with you. So what was I saying? Yeah. So I just want to make these videos where you get the best out of it, as far as anything spiritual related or anything that I can help inspire, or this is a big thing, or look at me as a sacrifice. Or a person that's been down every road. So there hasn't been a road that I haven't been down, bad or good. And so if you're confused about something, if you need advice, please, I'm the guy. Trust me. I know I've been through it all, and I know what to watch out for and how to navigate through this journey called life. And I believe that God put me here on earth to be His messenger, to help spread the word of God, the good news of God, and to try to save as many souls as we possibly can, because we are in the final stage of this end times. I know everybody keeps on saying that, yeah, end time, but no. If you look at the pattern, it says when the Lord shall return with the sound of the trump and the voice of the archangel. Now the trump, and it's funny because only in the King James version it says trump, not trumpet. It actually says just trump. We already know. I'm not trying to get into politics, but the trump of God has already rang his bell. No, the trump of God has already blown the horn. So we already had the Trump administration. He already sent that sign out. He already rattled what he had to do. Basically, because of him, it radiated throughout the world in the politics side, in the side that us people like us can't get to. That was God's way of saying, look, here's my trump card. That's why it's called Trump too, a trump card. God pulled Trump card out and said, haha, right at the last moment, look what I got. So to this very day, what the Trump administration was able, or God, because has nothing to do with Trump himself, it has to do with God. What that administration, and because of God, has created is still happening today. The effects of that administration and what's going on is still being, still happening right now in a positive way. I can get into all of that. That's another video. I want to try to keep this short. But to give you an example, the whole thing with people hearing noises and rattling and earthquakes and things are like not, like all these weird sounds of metals crashing and places are getting cracks everywhere. That's because the black op side of our military, the secret military, the secret forces, special forces, have been ignited by the Trump administration to destroy every single stronghold and little corner, creepy little, holes in the wall, underground bases, you name it, trails, all these different places in the woods that have been key places of sexual sex trafficking, and that the noises everyone's hearing is these complexes, some of them huge, some of them like military bases underground, are literally being blown up to pieces, destroyed, and that's causing sinkholes in places. It's causing cracks everywhere. It's causing a lot of chaos. But you know what? I'd rather that happen than to know these poor little kids are down in that hole with a bunch of disgusting pedophile monsters, and it just I don't even want to get into that because I'll get too emotional. But you know what I mean. Now that has already happened, what comes next? The shout, the voice of the archangel. People like me, people like other YouTubers with similar content, the street preachers, they're out there shouting now. We can't talk to people like, oh, you know, it would be nice if you gave your life to Christ, you know, one day you go. No, we're not at that time. We're literally, the time's up. We have no time. We're literally going to see the return of our Lord and Savior very, very soon. So this is the final shout. This is the final calling to get the remaining souls. And channels like mine are for people that may not believe in God or think it's all BS, or maybe they believe it kind of sort of. When you hear my stories and I show you things and I tell you things what I've been through, believe me, you're not gonna be. It's gonna be very easy for you to choose the right thing to do, because everything that I've been through has absolutely proven that there is a God and a devil. Okay, which I'm going to be recording another video. I have another video about my testimony, because I'm going to separate them. I'm going to have a bunch of testimonies that are separate and from this, because this is just my daily, blog, vlog, whatever you want to call it, of letting know what's going on, what God has put in my heart, and try to throw you something that'll inspire you and give you some jewels to hold on to as far as this whole spiritual journey. But also on this, there's going to be a separate amount of videos of all my testimonies. I only did one so far, and that was my first encounter with the devil. So if you really want to hear a story about if the devil's true and if evil's real and all of that stuff, and watch that video. It's called it's under the playlist. I think I put it under my testimonies, and it says I met the devil. You'll see the thumbnail. It's probably the brightest one because that little flames and red and everything. So that's my first encounter. After I'm done with this video, I'm going to record my testimony about my grandmother seeing the devil around that same time period. Oh, actually, I recorded that video already. I'm sorry. I just got to upload it. My grandmother saw it around the same time that I went through my encounter. And we all lived in the same area at that time. Okay? She was literally like a block over. So that's not a coincidence. And believe me, when you watch the videos and hear my testimonies, you won't believe me. You'll be like, this guy's got to be lying. There's no way. And believe me, if I watch those videos without footage and proof, I mean, I'm just a guy with a laptop talking. How can I prove it, right? I hope one day, there is a day that I can take a lie detector test live. That hopefully down the road, when I start getting more subscribers and I become more relevant, all the testimonies that I've ever said, I would literally have a live stream or however it should be done, and literally retell those stories under, being connected to a lie detector. And you will see that detector is just going to be normal. My mom was involved, so she saw it. Obviously, my grandmother saw it, and she's still alive. Hopefully, she'll be around if that does happen, so she could be part of it, because she is getting old now, and she's like 90, in her 90s now. So, but believe me, when you hear those stories, I can't even come up with something like that, even if I was lying. Believe me, I'm not talented. Everything that I do because everything I talk about and everything that I'm part of is things that already happened to me. I don't have talent where I can make things up. That's why my life and all of my stories, I can make so many good movies, because these things are better than what people have written. And I'm not even just saying that because I experienced it, but definitely better than anything that I could write. So if I didn't live those things, if I didn't see those things with my own eyes, there's no way I could come up with stuff like that. Impossible. And I really hope that one day I can meet the right person and start making those movies, because I promise you, I know for a fact these movies, when you hear my stories, if they were made into movies, they would be the best movies ever. They could, they absolutely can top any movie that Hollywood put out, without a doubt. And I'm not just saying that because you'll see. Somebody will. I'll get that chance because I have God. So God is running the show. He's the one that put me through all those situations, and I'm sure he put me through those situations for a reason. And eventually, those reasons will be manifested into the real world here, and you will see for your own eyes what I was talking about and what I was going through. And I can't wait because I would love to watch a movie like that for myself. Anyway, let's start wrapping this up because I got 11 minutes, 14 minutes on that other video. This is the part B. Now we're getting to 11. It's 20. See, another like a half hour. And it's so hard to say things fast. I'll wrap it up with this. I just want to say thank you guys. Please like this. I need the likes. I need the views. I need the subscribers. I just started last week. I want this channel to grow fast. Not because I want money. I don't want your donations. I'm not looking for, whatever that join thing button. And I don't want that. I want you to subscribe and just like my content and watch my content and share it if you can. That's all. Okay, it's not about the money. God will take care of me. He always does, and he always will. And that's the whole point of these videos, because I want to show you that a guy like me, I have nothing in my bank account. I'm broke. I'm poor. I got 5 kids. My wife left me at a time where I really need her. All of these things happen to me where I should be dead because the stress is so much. It is so much. That woman, not only did I love her with all of my heart and soul, I looked at her as my soulmate because we know so much about each other. We've been through so much together, and we grew up in the same neighborhood with the same friends, and it's just never ever in a million years would I ever think that just because she got a job and she became independent and at the same time wasn't spending enough time around me, so our bond started getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And then, here I am now. I'll be honest, I didn't cheat at all. But I did flirt. I flirted, but I'm a guy, and I flirted online. I didn't do anything in her face. You see, I can come up with, and I don't want to go in too far. I can come up with a million things that she did to me right in my face. I mean, we're literally getting a couples massage on my birthday. And not to be funny, but I told her, I'm sorry, I don't like men touching me. Having a man massage me just doesn't, that's just me. I need a woman. I don't care if she's old. I don't care if she's 1,000 pounds. I don't care what she looks like. I just don't, I get skeeved when a man's hands touch me. Don't worry, I got you. I'm going to get you a couples massage. And I think she did that on purpose on my birthday to mess with me. Here she is. I go in there. It's 2 men. Now I got to sit there and take a 60-minute massage, or it might have even been 90 minutes massage from someone that I told her I do not want, and I had to sit there and just make believe I was in a different world. I felt like I was being raped. I don't mean to joke with that. That's not funny, because being raped is a very serious thing. But I just did not enjoy it at all. And to make matters worse, here she is. I come to find out that she has a regular therapist that she goes and sees, and they're chatting it up, buddy, and she's bragging about how good he does the massages, and you should open up your own place. And while I'm laying next to them, like, dude, when I get out of this place, I want to wrap my hands around this woman's neck. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not violent. I never hit my woman either. I'm Italian, but I'm not a wife beater. So please, I promise you, I wasn't with a Puerto Rican for 20 years, and me putting our hands on her, because believe me, either she would have kicked my ass or I would have been dead or in jail. So, believe me, that's not the case. However, the point that I was trying to make out of that is, how in the world can a person get to that level, knowing how deep we were, knowing that I never even cheated on her. And like I said, the worst things that I ever did to her was when I felt neglected. She works forever. She's never home. She's never with the kids. I need a friend, at least. I'm the type where I might even flirted and said, yeah, I want to hook up with you whenever. And I'll never even, you know what I mean? I would never even go any further than that, because, I'm like a kid. I would just wanted the attention and just to feel relevant, make sure that I'm still, good looking and people want me, and then that's it. So, for that, and then now you're doing all of these things in my face to disrespect me, and yet you're leaving me because of my mistakes. I guess it was God. I guess it was God sent. I guess that's a blessing in disguise. That's how I'm taking this, and that's exactly my point. That's what really my point is. Look at how I'm taking it. So I know somebody out there that's watching this is going to be like, man, I wish I could look at it like that. I love my wife and she's leaving me, but I just can't stop crying. What can I do to just move on like you? It's not easy. I know it. I can't give you any real quick
It's
fixes
4:45.
other than really getting close to your maker and just knowing in your heart that God is not a person that likes marriages being broken up. The devil does. God does not like when people fight and there's turmoil. He likes people together, and he likes family strong. So knowing that, and knowing that the woman is okay with that, so you got to look at the big picture here. If your woman rather fight than to try to work things out, if your woman is always complaining rather than trying to keep the peace, if your woman is always judging you for what you do wrong and she's a saint, then there's something going on, because that's all the things that I went through. And either she has another person that she's dating or involved with, or she simply isn't for you. And take it from me, 20 years. God's saying, okay, it's time's up. Whatever we had is for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, at 47 years old, I got to pick up the pieces. I got to find my soulmate, because I'm walking into heaven with my soulmate. I will, and so will you. And we're going to do this together if we have to. And I'll coach you along the way. Just subscribe, just watch my videos. We'll get through this together. All right, guys. Love you. Peace.